act of the evening, Jules Livingston. Woo!
Hello everybody. I haven't practiced a little jump there. Nice work, Belinda. My name's Jules, and I'm a consultant. But I'm a sustainability consultant. And what I do, I like to make sure that things work. So I kind of like a trusted advisor, and I tell leaders what to do. This works really well for me because I hate and I'm really shit at being told what to do. But I thought I managed to right there with a jump. So my work is really like a generalist masterclass, following people around and just giving them little instructions. And it's a funny thing because I thought that's an oxymoron really, which is something which describes our time. So I was thinking, we live in the world of infotainment, we live in the world of fake news, and in Australia we've got our own special variety where we live in the world of clean coal. I just want you to think about that and enjoy it. Lather it up. It's an oily lather. Feel it on your body. Washing away the stress of the day or the cares that are coming tomorrow. It's our special brand of clean coal. So the dictionary, the Merriam-Webster dictionary, says an oxymoron is a type of pointed foolishness. So I thought to myself, right, what's the opposite of that going to be? I thought, it's going to be blunt foolishness. So what would that be? And then I got to it. Cheap coal. That's what we do, cheap coal. But here there's a little secret. And the secret is, the cheap coal's deadly. That's a bummer. So, on the topic of secrets, I like secrets. I like holding secrets, I like discovering secrets, and I really like sharing secrets. So I thought tonight I'd share some secrets about what it's like in a role where you get to tell executives and leaders what to do. And I'm going to use a metaphor, and the metaphor is going to be a marine metaphor. Not the, sorry dude, friendly fire marine we're talking about. I'm talking about fish. So, I love the sea, and this is why fish came to me. I love the sea, and every morning when I get up, I live on the ground floor. I stand in the front of at the end of my living room, kind of naked, with a coffee, looking out on the bay. And the joggers and the dog walkers are all around me, and I've noticed that people really watch where they're going when you do that, and they don't watch me. So I don't catch anyone's attention, and I look down on a bay, which is where I used to row. And in the mornings, we do our sprint training, and we get to the end of the bay. I do usually have a little break and some water and breathe and relax. It was because it was dawn. Some mornings would be really, really, really cold, and there'd be a fog which would cloak around us. But it was the fog of noxious mud, and it would start to make our eyes stream from the smell of heavy metals, and all the mucous membranes in our whole bodies start to burn as we try to shove down our blue isotonic drinks. And we'd have to row away. So much for Australia of the great outdoors and being fresh and fresh air. But it gave us fantastic breath control. And I've still got this great breath control. Sometimes I do it as a party trick for people. I can hold it, I can do tons and tons of things without breathing. And I say, this is actually a skill for the future. When we don't need air, when we don't have as much air, so we're not going to need air. Anyway, the breathing thing reminds me of my fish. So I want to start with management, just normal management. And the way I think of them is like salmon. The current's against them, they're working really hard, they're all going in the same direction, and their life is really just work and spawning. I don't want to be mean. Sometimes they can be pretty when you're eating sushi, if you like those kind of stripes of fat. Moving up the food chain, we get to tuna. Tuna are kind of different. They're athletic. They can be bluefin, they can be yellowfin. They're full of mercury, so they get really skittish, which is not good. But we'll keep going up, and then we get to the C-suite. Nice. The executive level. And And here there's not much diversity, unfortunately, and I really like to think of these people as sharks. But there's a problem in that, because I really like sharks, and I think sharks are really strong and really balanced, and I'm a Libran, and I grew up with Val and Ron Taylor looking at sharks. But let's think about a shark with a human mind, using our human mind. First thing is, we think apex predator, 300 million years of honing and evolving and honing on the skill of how to hunt and how to catch prey. Maybe it's a school of fish, tuna. Maybe it's a seal. Maybe it's some old guy on a surfer with a paunch full of regrets from when he was younger and a high income. So, in the corporate world, these C-level people, they like to think of themselves as sharks. They have their spreadsheets, their executive summaries, and their reports. They meet and hang around in the corridor and bond over the financial drain of fatherhood. And then they come in and they slash and they outsource and they cut and they burn, close and offshore and eviscerate. But thinking of themselves as predators like the shark. But the shark's different. The shark eats the viscera, and the viscera doesn't float to the bottom of the ocean, and they get to be food for someone else. These guys, corporate sharks, just cut out the blood and the guts, and we're just left with waste and damage and shareholder value. So sometimes the tables are turned, and a shark eats one of us. If this is in WA, something seems to happen. First thing is, we get in a boat, we grab a gun, and we go out and we're going to find the guilty shark. I always wondered to myself, how are you going to know that you got the right shark? You don't know you got the right shark until you've killed it. It's a bit like witch hunting. Anyway, and also, I think to myself, is your witness going to be reliable in identifying the shark? So I have a better plan. My better plan, and it's half underway, is regulation. When you go to the beach, there's diamond-shaped signs that tell you, what's happening and what not to do. No swimming, dangerous surf, beach unattended. And then they have those black drawings on them as well. And I look at them and I think, that doesn't look anything like a dog with a lead. That crocodile is not in scale. It really, really annoys me. And I think, has this person even been to a beach? Have they got any perspective at all? And perspective and signs are something that are really important. And I look around for them, and I think I've been looking for, amongst the activists and the educators and the campaigners, I've been looking for a sign that something's going to change. If you like, I've been looking for the canary in the clean coal mine. And I think that I found one. It's a she. She's a female. A teenage girl from Sweden called Greta. People know her. She's got the braids and she's got the ABBA accent. For those, anyway, it sounds like this group knows what I'm talking about. So, she said to her dad, we're going to Davos. I'm going to tell these guys what to do, and you're not taking a plane. So they took 30 for you guys, 30 trams to get to Switzerland. And if she stood in front of everyone, all the sorts of people that I work with, and admonished them about doing nothing. I was thinking about this, and I thought, oh my God, I'm getting vertigo. Can you imagine the moral high ground from going there with your dad as an accompanied minor, going there in the tram, and then looking down at the 1,500 private jets that took all the other participants. Amazing. So these millennials, people come to me and complain about the millennials, and they complain about the fact that the millennials are so serious and they really fight and say, this is how the world should be. I say in return, actually, I've learned a lot from millennials. I think they're onto something. Really? What? And I say, well, good things, At work, how to relate to our colleagues, how to actually connect with them in a meaningful way, how to find passion in what it is that we're doing. And for me, colour blocking is a big one. Although I put on a tie, and that way I can charge more. In fact, it's a mixed response, but I want you to feel sorry for the Sharks with their white shirts and their grey trousers, because all they're allowed, there's just a tiny sliver of masculine creativity that's left for them. And that's the sort of tropical fish coloured pattern that you can see when they begin to sit down, just there in their socks. So I think of myself as the shark trainer, and I'm training these sharks for when the tide comes, the tide comes to wash them away with change. Thank you.